Hi everybody, my name is Councillor Tim Truluck. I'm the Ward Councillor for Ward 117 in Johannesburg. At one of my City of Johannesburg property valuation workshops, one of the attendees suggested I do a video of the process. So here we are, and it's my first one ever. It's pretty basic, but let's see if it works. So the first thing to understand is up here, you have to go to the City of Johannesburg's evaluations website. So the address is coj2018.evaluations.co.za. If you're struggling to get in, I would put in https:// in front of all of that. That seems to overcome any problems with people whose computers don't accept the straight URL, the COJ 2018 URL. So try both. It's important to know that valuations starts with an E and ends with an S. Sorry. So it's evaluations.co.za, not valuations or valuation. So what will happen is when you type that in and you access the site, it's a site of two halves. On the left hand side over here, you've got a section where you can search, and on the right hand side over here, you've got a section where you can register, log in, and then you can do your valuation objection online or upload documents online. On the left hand side, you can access your a specific objection form for a specific property without actually having to log in. So if you want to do everything by hand, then you can don't even have to register for the site. You just download your form, or however many forms you're doing for other properties, gather all your information and take it to one of the walk-in centres. Just want to show you down the bottom, at the bottom down here, you've got what I call the appendices, and there's a lot of information on what is the objection process, what is the section 49, FAQs, etc. And just useful one to click on is the very first one, public notice. And if you scroll down public notice, you'll see the 12 centres where you can actually go in with your documents, and there should be a team there to scan and help you. They'll also tell you if you need more information to go away and come back. Look, queues have been pretty good up to now, but there's only 2 weeks left, and there's only 8 days to do this because they're not open at Easter, and next week is a short week, and the week after is a short week. And at 3 p.m. on the 6th of April, they close the window for objections, and then you're going to be stuck for the next 4 or 5 years. So let's just go back. I think I'm going to do it in 2 halves. The first half, 2 videos. The first video I'm going to show you is how to search for properties on the left-hand side of the screen, and how to download your objection form for that property. So it's pretty simple. You just click on search properties, accept the disclaimer, and then you've got 3 ways of objecting. One is your account number. That is the best way. Addresses can be wrong. Your earth number, you could be all confused and mixed up because it might have been subdivided, so you've got portions and things. Your best way is to put in an account number to search. That'll take you straight to your account, and you can look at what's going on. Second way is to search by an earth number. If you see on the right hand side, you've got to have two fields. You can't just search for Parkhurst. You can search, however, for earth number 1. Sorry, I'll show you in a minute. You can search in the street address search. You can actually search for a whole suburb. Well, a whole street, not a whole suburb. So I'll show you that in a minute. So let's go ahead. As argument's sake, I'm sorry if it turns out to be your house, but this is public knowledge, so unfortunately you're going to be the guinea pig. So oops, you start typing, and the suggestion comes up. Click on the suggestion and then just do a search. And there you can see it's 500 of Parkhurst. It's Georgina Sarah Robinson. The surname is always first. 102 18th Street. Rating category is residential, and their market value is 2.807 million. So I'll just go back. We'll have a look at that in detail once I've shown you the street address search. This is a neat way of finding out information. If you don't know your account number, or you want to object to another property in your neighborhood and you're not sure of the street address because it's one of these confusing ones on a corner or something, then you can just type in a street name. So let's have a look at 10th. If it's a number, you have to spell it out. 10th Street, and then we'll go down to Parkhurst and click search. So what happens is it puts the top 100 results. So if you've got a long street, obviously not everybody's going to be in there. It also it sorts them typically by earth numbers. So it'll start with the lowest earth and it'll end with the highest earth. And the ones that have been subdivided, especially in Parkhurst, are usually in the 2000s. So you'll see those at the bottom. And then you can just see 310th Street, it's residential, there it is. And you can go down to each one. And you can look, you can see what your neighbors are doing as well. Okay, if you want to, so that's pretty easy. It's quite a nice way of doing it. You can look at a whole, like a commercial street like 4th Avenue, Parkhurst, and see what the values are there. And if you wanted to, you could object to them if they're too low. You can also look at what is here, the residential, the rating category. And obviously, if somebody's running a business from a house, then they should be rated as commercial, business and commercial. And so they're actually paying 1/3 of the rates that they should be paying if it's a commercial property. Okay, let's just go back and go back to street address search again. I'm just going to type in a number now. I'm sorry again if it's your number. I'm just going to type 100 and let's see what happens. So you can search for an individual street number in that street. Oh, no results. Maybe it's not a very long street. Let's do 50. And oh, no results again. Very strange. This is why it is best to use an account number. Okay, so I'm just going to go delete that, and I'm going to go back to doing a whole full street search. Otherwise, we'll waste time here. So we want to look up number 2035. There it is. You click on 25, and then so what you can do. This is earth number 1445 of Parkhurst. Those are the information of the actual earth. So you have obviously your earth number, the township it's in, the street address, the name of the owner. Sometimes if it's owned by 2 or 3 people, they only have the one name in there. They can't fit 2 and there's not enough room. Don't worry about that. The size of the earth, the new value that the city is saying it is, and residential. If you look on the right hand side, that's where you can download your objection form. And if you click on download objection form, it will then download it for you. I'm going to click down at the bottom. And there we are. Note, it has a barcode. So this particular objection that's the number, 1065730, that's the number. If another person were to object to the same property, they would get a different number. I have heard and I've seen people going to the walk-in centers and they are being given standard generic forms. I'm sure that would be fine if you found one on the internet somewhere, or they gave you one and you did it at the walk-in center. However, I would not give anybody any chance to reject your application because it doesn't have a barcode, and you never know what might happen. So I would also go down to the bottom, and you'll see it populates the actual the particulars on the valuation roll, and then you can make any changes you want. And I'll show you later in the second video of the different kinds of changes you can actually request and make. Okay, so then if you are okay, I'm going to go back and delete that. So we got to the stage now where you've seen your market value, and you've probably got that in the post or the mail on what they call a Section 49 notice. And you can read down the bottom to see what one of those is. At this stage, when you know your valuation that they're going to give you, you now need to go to an estate agent. You need to get somebody else to verify that. And again, time is running really short. There's hardly any days left. But you need to contact an estate agent. I use 2. I would recommend 2, but you may only get 1 because they're so busy. They're rushed off their feet. You certainly don't need 3, 4 or more. That's going crazy. You just want an indication from somebody active in your area who's selling properties of what your property will sell on the open market. So if you find that this price here of 2.95 million is roughly what you're going to sell your property for, then there's no point in objecting any further. And I would say if it's a couple of hundred up or down, I wouldn't object. You're going to be saving 60 Rand per 100,000 every month, and to go through the whole schlep of objecting to save 100 Rand a month is not worth it. Once you start getting into the sort of the 500,000s and upwards over value, then it's probably it is then definitely worth objecting. In my case, my house is R1 million overvalued, so that would cost me on the region of 600 Rand a month, and so that's definitely worth objecting to bring that down. If you don't want to do an online objection, or you are doing it for somebody else and they're a pensioner or something and they're struggling to go online, then download your objection form, print it out, and add in all the information that you need to back up why your property is lower than it is, or any other change you want to do, and then take it into walk-in centre. You don't have to go any further than this. So for those of you whose properties are correctly valued, then I'm sorry for you, that's the end of the road for you. If you put an objection in, they may call it a frivolous objection, and they may actually charge you for the whole process of assessing your objection. And you're just going to waste time and slow it down for everybody else. And then again, just to summarize on that, if you are not going to do an online objection at all, so you're not going to upload your objection form with the documents, or you're not going to do the online objection, then print out that document, and then go fill it out and go to a walk-in centre. Remember, they're only open Monday to Friday from about 8 o'clock to about 3 o'clock. So, and in this case, it's Monday to Thursday this coming week, and the week after Easter, it's Tuesday to Friday. And the queues are going to be hell on earth, I would expect, in the last week. So get it done as soon as you can. Thanks very much.